So the next product I'm going to be discussing, this is another product that I do. This is the second product I use most often. Next, yeah, this is this Laura Mercier Silk Cream Foundation, which looks like this. And the shade that I use this in is Beige Ivory. And okay, let's see. This foundation has medium to full coverage. It's very, very buildable. And similar to the previous foundation, it is not cakey at all, no matter how much layers you put of the product. The consistency, it is a bit thicker. It's actually not runny at all. It's on the thicker, creamier side. In regard to the shade range, I'm not exactly very familiar because they don't really go by numbers, so I don't know how far the range goes. They go by names like Beige Ivory or Sand Beige, and they also come in tubes like this, which is very difficult to tell what the actual shade looks like. So as far as I know, I was color matched with Beige Ivory, and it's worked for me ever since. It is blendable. Its blendability is not bad, but you do have to work with it quite fast because it has a tendency to dry more quickly. The pros of this, it has a flawless coverage. Laura Mercier, the brand hinges a lot on its, giving you the most flawless look. And I have to say, with regards to the finishes, especially their foundations or tinted moisturizers, they really give you flawless coverage. It is natural looking as well. I find that the tube or the packaging that it comes in, this tube is a pro for me because it really allows you to control how much product you squeeze out because of the way you dispense it. So you get great control of the product that you dispense. Cons, I guess probably matching may be challenging. I'm not exactly so sure, but other than that, I can't think of any other cons really. I've never broken out from it, never had any negative effect from using this foundation. If I will repurchase this, yes. And do I recommend it? Yes, I do. Especially if you're looking for a bit more coverage without the very heavy feel of a foundation. I really suggest using this. I'm sorry, I really recommend using this. And I forgot to address the longevity of the product in terms of the previous foundation, Dior Skin Nude, but with regards to this silk cream, this is very long lasting. I've never really timed how long I've had it on. I guess the most number of hours I have makeup on is about an average 8 to 10 hours. Never had a problem with this, and never had a problem with this either. The third foundation I'm going to be discussing with you guys is the Boots No. 7 Lifting and Firming Foundation, which has an SPF of 15, and this is how it looks like. It comes in a pump form. Okay, so I'm going to begin with, as always, the coverage. This is a medium to full coverage. The price of this product is about $20. Sorry, see, I forgot to mention, I think, the price of the Laura Mercier, and this one retails for, I think, on the $40 price range as well. So back to this one, which is the Boots No. 7. This retails for about $20. It is medium to full coverage. It is buildable, and also without being cakey. The consistency is not as thick or as dense as the Laura Mercier. It will run a bit more, but it's not a runny product at all. It does have a bit of density to it. It is blendable. It doesn't dry as quickly as the Laura Mercier, but it also dries a bit faster than the Dior Skin Nude. So you have to be aware or conscious that when you put it on, you have to work with the product right away. The pros, I find the finish to really be beautiful. It's not a complete matte. It's not dewy as well. It's, I guess you could say, a satin. I'm not so sure if that will best describe it, but it looks like you have a very beautiful, healthy skin. Will I repurchase it? Yes. And do I recommend it? Yes, especially for people who are probably more budget aware, or you know, you're looking for something more reasonably priced with great quality, this is probably the one I would recommend. For $20, it is definitely far superior than drugstore products, which are probably a couple of dollars less. You can find this in the drugstore though, sorry, but I honestly think that this is a lot better than some of the foundations you probably would see in Sephora. The next product I'm gonna be discussing is a Clinique foundation, and this is their Acne Solutions Liquid Makeup, and this is how it looks. You can get this in Sephora for, I believe, $28. The reason why I actually purchased this was because I occasionally, every now and then, would get a breakout or some kind of, sorry, I have hair on my face, or some kind of a breakout or some blemish. So especially on my chin, because I do have combination skin, if I do get oily in this area, I would usually break out in this area as well. So most of the time for certain, sorry, sorry about that. So most of the time when I do experience any breakouts at certain points or areas of my face, this is the foundation I actually use for that specific area, because this has 0.5% salicylic acid. I'm not too sure if that's even very effective, but as far as I know, it does reduce the blemish quite a bit. So let me begin by saying the coverage is medium. I'm not so sure. It is buildable actually, because I don't put that much, but I do build in it a bit. It's not really a product that I would build on. I just make sure I put a layer of that in certain areas. And as far as I've experienced, I do believe it's buildable. It is very blendable. The consistency is more liquid. It's more liquid and it's a bit more runny. The shade range, I believe is good. I've seen the range of Clinique, and most of their other foundation lines have good ranges, so I believe it is good, even if I'm not that familiar with it. The pigment of this foundation, which is one of the strengths I should say as well, or one pro of this, is it's very neutralizing. It's not exactly yellow tone or a pink tone, but it's just a very unique tone, and I find that it does a really, really good job in neutralizing the skin or any redness therefore. And if I'm thinking, if you have rosacea or you experience extreme pigmenting or redness in your face, this is probably something you should try, because the tone of this foundation is just very different from all my other foundations. The shade I have, by the way, is 04, which is fresh vanilla. Let's see. And so the pros for me is the finish and the coverage for blemishes. As I said, it's really neutralizing, and you also need very little product to, you know, neutralize the skin. It has salicylic acid, which is, as you know, or if you don't know yet, has very antibacterial qualities to it. Cons, the con also comes from its strength, which it's very neutralizing. So I find that if you put that on your entire face, because I only put it in certain areas, that area tends to look washed out or a bit in the grayer side. So I usually have to layer it with a foundation which is has more of a yellow base to it or a pink base to it, just to give it a bit of warmth. But other than that, I guess that would be the only con. Will I repurchase it again? Hopefully not, because I don't need it. But if I do have blemishes, yes, this is a product I would probably repurchase again and again. And if I do have redness or, you know, some form of blemish or pigmentation, I would highly recommend this product as well.